Shalom Israel. My name is Officer Kayad, one out of I.S.U.P.K, Jamaica. I.S.U.P.K started 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I.S.U.P.K is run by Commanding General Yahanna, the one man with the rank and the authority to lead the nation of Israel at this time. I say Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Barakatam to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alatan Ba'asham Yahweh Shai to my sisters. All right, so while everybody talk about pray for Ukraine, Ukraine is busy treating black people very terrible in this time of crisis where they are being invaded by Russians. Of course, there are black people over there in Ukraine. We here in Jamaica have some of them over there who went to school, you know what I mean? But Ukraine, you know what I mean, in their efforts to get their people to, you know what I mean, safety are, you know what I mean, barring black people, you understand, from getting to safety. In other words, refusing to help black people. You understand? So, like the rumor says, Ukraine is a neo-Nazi country. They don't like black people. So meanwhile, you are busy praying for the oppressor. Just remember that you are always, you know what I mean, hated by the oppressor. All right. In the meanwhile, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and also leave your comments. I will play the tape.
Black girl go, they are pushing her, they're not letting her go, they're not letting her go. Is it right? Is it right? They're not letting the black girl go. 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 The black girl go, they are pushing her, they're not letting her go. They're not letting her go. Is it right? Black girl go, they are pushing her, they're not letting her go, they're not letting her go. Is it right? Is it right? They're not letting the black girl go. 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 The black girl go, they're pushing her, they're not letting her go. They're not letting her go. Is it?
All right, so I'm going to use this as a, you know what I mean, as an experiment, you know what I mean? Of course, we don't know if that person was an Israelite. More likely, probably an African. We know that there are many Israelites over there, you know what I mean, whether it be for schools or otherwise, you understand? But that person could more likely be an African. Who knows? The point is, Ukraine is a racist country. And that we are trying to make you know that Ukraine don't love black people or dark-skinned people. So meanwhile, you're over here in Jamaica, busy praying for Ukraine, you know what I mean? Maybe you should take your, you know what I mean, nose out of them business as well. See him like how Andrew Holness, you know, want him stick him nose in a Russia and Ukraine business, you know what I mean? Take your nose out of them business as well and focus on your people. Love your people here in Jamaica, you know what I mean? Learn your history, learn who you are. You know what I mean? Because guess what? In time of crisis, the Ukrainian will look out for the Ukrainian and they won't accept either Africans or Israelites and other people. You understand? In times of crisis like this, when we are now at the brink of World War III, you need to start think about your people and the safety for your people and don't meddle in the oppressor's business that has nothing to do with we. This war that is being fought over there in Ukraine, we not no dog in that fight there. Leave that alone. You understand? As a matter of fact, pray that the most time make World War III happen so that we can come up out of this captivity. All right. We're going to jump to some scriptures to tell you that the Bible has been speaking about World War III. You know what I mean? And of course, there's many, many scriptures telling you about World War III. You understand? We're not going to be able to touch upon all the scriptures, but we're going to show you some things that, you know what I mean? The I.S.U.P.K and the Commanding General Yahanna, especially Commanding General Yahanna, has been touching the street over there in the United States and telling, you know what I mean, prophesying that America is going to fall in nuclear destruction. You know what I mean? Some Rasta heard it, brought it over here, and now we know that Babylon are going to fall over here. Common knowledge would be, but it was General Yahanna and the I.S.U.P.K who brought that down in the United States. You know what I mean? And Rastafari stole it. You understand? But we have, you know what I mean? I.S.U.P.K has always been saying this, but guess who never been saying this? Your Christian church. Your Christian pastor never tells you that the World War III is in the Bible and that one day nuclear destruction will come to this earth. You understand? We're going to jump to the book of Obadiah. chapter 1 and verse 3. Remember to like this video, you understand? Subscribe to this channel, you understand? Yeah, man. And also leave in the comments. I'll jump to some scriptures. Give me a second. Select here. Let me get this back up on screen. Select here. Alright, we just go on to go on. You know what I mean? Look upon this a bit. You know what I mean? Alright, so this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee. You know what I mean? And this thing is escalated because the oppressor is so prideful. The oppressor is in the height of his pride now. I've been ruling this earth for so long. You know what I mean? Nobody can tell him that his demise is at a, you know what I mean? It is coming. You know what I mean? So as Russia escalates, you know what I mean? The US escalates also, or Europe escalates as well. Continue reading. Thou that dwell in the cleft of the rock, who will dwell in the clefts of the rock? It is the oppressor, the Caucasus mountain, that is where they come from, over there in Russia, near Ukraine, the Ukraine regions, that is where the oppressor comes from. We bring this out, we break this down so many times, just, you know what I mean, just log on to the I.S.U.P.K and say that we have been saying all these things all along, the things that your Christian church don't know nothing about. You understand? It is the oppressor who comes from the Caucasus mountain. That is the reason why he's a Caucasian, because he come from the Caucasus mountain, the caves. Continue reading. Whose habitation is high. Whose habitation is high because he used to live in the mountains. You know what I mean? In Russia. You know what I mean? The Caucasus mountains, right? And now he build structures that are so high. You know what I mean? It's skyscrapers. You understand that he dwell in? You understand that he's the oppressor? Going to the moon, going to space. That is what the oppressor likes. You understand? Continue reading. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that is the oppressor. Thinks that nobody can bring him down to the ground because he's so powerful. You understand? And guess what? Russia is also one of those oppressors. So the same pride that America and Europe have is the same pride that Russia has. And it is the same pride that Ukraine have. You understand? Come on. It is clear that NATO is not going to let you in to NATO, or Europe is not going to let you into NATO. But because of your pride, you won't even compromise, seeing that even your country is being destroyed. You know what I mean? It is pride all around, and because of pride, all these oppressors are going to be brought down to the ground. Continue reading. All right, Slakia, let me jump to the book of Zechariah, chapter 14 and 12. And this is what it says. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, because the oppressors fought against Jerusalem. This is the plague. And this plague is no ordinary plague. We have seen a plague, you know what I mean, which is still here, you know what I mean, lingering, you know what I mean, haunting this earth, the coronavirus, mutating in so many different variants. We have never seen a virus mutate like this. You understand? Just to show you that this virus is going nowhere. You understand? So that is one plague. But this plague that the Most High said, you know what I mean, him I go send. Listen, right? And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. For those who have oppressed Jerusalem, which is basically every nation on the face of the earth. Jerusalem is black Hispanics and native Indians. You understand? The children of Israel. Continue reading. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Think about it. What can make somebody's flesh consume away while they're on their feet? That is nuclear destruction. A nuclear bomb will rip your flesh from your bones. Your flesh will just evaporate, leaving your bones. That is what a nuclear bomb does. You understand? There's a thing called the nuclear shadow. I don't want to say the word wrong. I might, you know what I mean, touch upon it another time, just to give. But the point about it is that when a nuclear bomb blasts, if you're standing next to a wall, it will leave your shadow imprinted in that wall. That is what a nuclear bomb is capable of. You understand? All right, bear in mind though, before, you know, we not go too deep into it because General Yahanna will be touching on the same topic. You understand, tonight? You know what I mean? So we need to subscribe to Black Watch TV and get, you know what I mean, and get the substantive, you know what I mean, breakdown from General Yahanna, because them man they bring out things where you can't, your eyes can't see, virgin. Them man they know. You understand? Yeah, man. So just subscribe to Black Watch that news. Still like Black Watch News on YouTube, and you know what I mean, by about 7 o'clock there about, you know what I mean, just you will get the notification. Click the notification bell as well. All right, let me continue reading this. See? So while they stand on their feet, their flesh will be consumed away, nuclear bomb, and also this, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, nuclear bomb. You understand? And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth, nuclear bomb. This is the new plague that I go forward. So you have the coronavirus, and guess what come? Shortly. We can't tell us tomorrow, you know. We can't tell us next week. But guess what? It is forwarding. You understand? For lack of a better way to say it. You see? It's a forward. You get me? And the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding General Yahanna has always been saying this. Meanwhile, your Christian pastor have been taking your money and telling you that you don't have to keep the laws of the Most High. You know what I mean? Not telling you that you are the children of Israel that the Bible talk about. You understand? Meanwhile, the I.S.U.P.K have been doing the work. You know what I mean? Getting the disrespect, taking all, you know what I mean? The opposition from our people. You know what I mean? Calling us a cult when we are the ones teaching you to be righteous. Calling us all kind of thing. You understand? Commanding General Yahanna stood up and he said these things, and these things are coming to pass. Where you're a Christian pastor, that do? Lock up in church when the COVID did that run rampant here in Jamaica and across the world. The Christian pastor is a coward and he's no man of God. The men of God, the prophets of the Most High, are in the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding General Yahanna. Yeah, man. So come to our classes. You know what I mean? Subscribe to our YouTube channels worldwide. You know what I mean? Learn your history if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You know what I mean? Come back to these last statutes and commandments. Come put boots on the ground. Get the work done. We need to wake up people them as to what is going on before them bomb a drop, because when them bomb a drop in a road, boy. You know what I mean? You see this fairy tale world that the white man has created, that enough of our people have bought into and love so much, it will be no more. You understand? This will be no more. This world is coming to an end. And we're not at the planet. The planet now go boom up. We are at the white man system and in philosophy and in beliefs and, you know what I mean, the culture, the oppressor. It will be no more. It will be your time for rule. But will you be ready? Well, get prepared. Come to our classes. We tell you what go on. You understand? Yeah, man. Let me continue reading. All right. So that scripture is telling you about nuclear destruction coming to the earth. So don't be surprised when Russia tells you that he has his, you know what I mean, nuclear bombs and high alert. You understand? All right. Speaking of Russia, let me just play, you know what I mean? Let me just play. Slovakia. Let me make sure that sound is connected to this. You understand? Let me just play what Russia has said. They have put an high alert since this thing has now escalated. You understand? In the meanwhile, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave in the comments, share on all social media platforms, and stop sharing those, you know what I mean, foolishness, those Christian, you know what I mean, foolishness that is not helping your people. You understand?
Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered his country's nuclear forces to be on high alert amid tensions with the West over his invasion of Ukraine. The order means Putin wants Russia's nuclear weapons prepared for nuclear forces to be on high alert amid President Vladimir.
When you hear that? Nuclear weapons and high alert.
Vladimir Putin has ordered his country's nuclear forces to be on high alert amid tensions with the West over his invasion of Ukraine. The order means Putin wants Russia's nuclear weapons prepared for increased readiness to launch. This raises the threat that Moscow's invasion and the West's response to it could boil over into nuclear warfare. Amid this worrying development, the office of Ukraine's president said a delegation would meet with Russian officials as Moscow's troops draw closer to Kyiv.
And Russian troops are continuing their march across Ukraine, but so far, the nation's capital, Kyiv, is not yet the site of a full-scale takeover.
All right, so, you know what I mean? We're not going to play the whole of the tape, Zin, but what we are going to do, we are going to elaborate. So, guess what going on? Right now, Russia thinks that it is necessary for him to put, or Putin think it is necessary for him to put his nuclear forces on high, not low alert, you know, high alert. Meaning, if anything, we have to go fire some nuclear weapons. You know what I mean? That is what Putin is saying. You understand? And as far as what I see, Putin's, you know what I mean, administrators, you know what I mean, agree so far, are in support. You understand? So meanwhile, the West is playing and thinking that they are cornering Putin and Ray. This cornered beast called Russia, which the Bible call Gog, which I'm going to jump to shortly. See, they are not playing. They have everything to lose and nothing to lose, so to speak, at the same time. Too much to lose that they have nothing to lose. You understand? So if you think that this Western mentality that a nuclear, you know what I mean, war can't happen, you need to come out of that. The Bible been said that I go on. You understand? What we need you to do now is soldier up for your nation. You understand? Come to our classes. We keep classes in Clarendon. Call the number in the description. Get boots on the ground so that you can help to guide your people through this time that we are living in. You know what I mean? Or the time that we are coming up against. You know what I mean? As I say, we can't see tomorrow the nuclear war, you know. But one thing we know, it is inevitable. It is forwarding. It is coming. Then, rest assured, there has been no prophecy that General Yahanna has said and it not come to pass. You understand? Yes, man. All right. Watch this. Speaking about the nuclear weapons, right? Let me jump to the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 37. We're going to read 37, 40, and 41. See? This is what it says, verse 37. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon the earth. And that is what you're seeing right now. People worrying whether or not Putin is going to use his nuclear bombs. Or what the West will do in retaliation if he does. You understand? Fearfulness and trembling. And you're not seeing nothing yet. This is not the fearfulness and the trembling yet. But this is the beginning of it. Right? Continue reading. And they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. Yeah, man, when they see the smoke, the mushroom cloud, they will be afraid. When you see the news tell you that Russia has strike such and such country, or America has strike Russia, or China, and Ray, when all get involved and you see all the devastation, you will be afraid. This will no longer be a sport to you, because we know say enough people right now have it as a sport. And I say, boy, Russia now ramp. And some people I say, boy, Russia go on like them bad. Guess what? That is not your concern. Your concern is to get the boots on the ground for your people. Make the oppressor destroy his world. That now have nothing to do with we. He has already destroyed ours. But our wanna come again. Get ready to take the new world to come. You understand? Continue reading. Verse 40. The great and mighty clouds. What is the great and mighty cloud? You know what I mean? This is not Bible studies in your Christian church. This is not Sunday school. What is the great and mighty clouds? The great and mighty cloud is those mushroom clouds. Great and mighty clouds. Continue reading. Shall be puffed up full of wrath. You understand? Continue reading. And the star that they may make all the earth afraid. What star shall make the earth afraid? When a missile or a jet plane is in the sky at night, it looks like a star. When a missile is guiding through the sky at nighttime, it looks like a star. You understand? And they cause a great and mighty cloud. And that want to understand, you know, the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding general, Yahanna, break down the Bible. The explanation is there. Your Christian pastor just don't know the Bible. You understand? Your Christian pastor is nobody to lead you in this time. Your Christian pastor don't know warfare. And your Christian pastor did not see this coming. You need to fire your Christian pastor. You understand? You need to fire that lying bastard who never prepare you for them time you still take your money and now provide you the answers to your problem. You understand? Let me continue reading though. See? Slack here. And the star that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place an horrible star. Bear in mind, stay with me, my brother Abadawan broke this down so perfectly. See? The star, when they are poured out, these missiles, these nuclear missiles, it says, poured out over every high and eminent place, buildings, these high buildings. See? When these stars, when these missiles like the one you're seeing on the screen right now, when you see how that one flew into the arm, let me just play that video again so you know. If it was night, it would look like a star flowing into this building. You know what I mean? We want to pay attention. You know what I mean? Because the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding general, your honor, brings out the truth. You know what I mean? That is in the Bible. No fear, no, you know what I mean? Jesus love everybody, and you know what I mean? The Bible we deal with. You understand? And we have the answers to your problem. And especially in such a time like now, trust me when me tell you no, who no need answers. You understand? All right, watch this.
Alert amid tensions with the West over.
Watch this.
To be on high alert amid tensions with
see
the
that?
West over his invasion of Ukraine.
If it was night, right, that would look like a star hitting a building. This is the star being poured out over every high and eminent place. That was a high and eminent place, right? And as me say, you don't see the real thing yet. This is just the you know what I mean, the intro. You know what I mean? This is the beginning, right? An horrible star. Why call it a horrible star? Because this star, when it lick its target, it will be horrible. It will be devastating. You see? All right. Verse 41, fire and hail and flying swords. You know what I mean? So when we think hail, we probably a priest say, boy, you know what I mean? Hail stone like rain. Nah, it talk about all those fiery sparks, you know, the multiple sparks, you know what I mean, with them jet plane they let out, hail. All of them, you got us, you know what I mean, just fall down to the ground and destroy things. You understand? Fire and flying swords. What are flying swords? Jet planes, bombers, nuclear bombs. These are flying swords. According to the Bible, a sword is a weapon. Flying weapons. You know what I mean? I will tell you, your Christian pastor don't know nothing about this. Your Christian pastor read this and think it wanna be a literal flying sword. You understand? As a matter of fact, the book of 2nd Ezra, you know what I mean? They know nothing enough. Right? So you can't expect nothing from a Christian pastor. But the scripture, you can know, say, yo, flying swords, hail, and fire. Continue reading. And many waters that are all, that all fields may be full, and all river with the abundance of great waters. You know what I mean? When you say many waters, it usually talk about people, maybe people fleeing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. All right, let me jump to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38 and 1 to 4. Verse 1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog. And I mentioned this before, and my brother Abadawan mentioned this in an excellent class, or many excellent class that he brought out, you know what I mean, which we learned from the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Gog is Russia. In the Hebrew, Gog is Gag, or G-A-G. It means roof, right? In the Hebrew, Gag. See? Russia is the top of Asia, or the roof of Asia, right? That is Gog. See? This is what the most I have to say about Gog. Continue reading. The land of Magog. The land of Magog is, Magog mean of Gog. So would be Magog. Ma in the Hebrew is of or from. So any country that is of Russia, talking about Belarus or Russia, see, can put China in the mix because now China is now with Russia and many other countries will join Russia in this war. You understand? So Gog and those of Gog. Continue reading. The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. So the Most High said, prophesy against Russia. Prophesy what? Continue reading. Verse 3, and say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee. So the Most High is against Russia. You know what I mean? The Most High is not with Russia. Russia is an oppressor. Those are Edomites, the white man, the devil. You understand? Those people had us in slavery. They are all the same people. America, Russia, Europe, they are all the same people. The Most High is against them like how he is against America. Continue reading. The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, verse 14, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw. So Russia never want to come into this war. Yeah? Russia was forced into this war because the Most High put hooks into his jaw and pull him back. Pull him back into the war. You understand? That's why you see it set away now where like it just escalate. Nobody can. Russia would love to come out of this war, but how can he? He can't come out, and America and Europe would love to stand down, but they can't come out. It you know what I mean? It's a sticky situation. Oh, them are gonna come out. Them pride now gonna allow them to come out. And the situation is too risky for come out for both of them. So those pride and pride are gonna meet and it's gonna be glorious. You understand? Don't cry. No, it's not the time for crying. No, it's the time to be happy. You know what I mean? Hello, you know what I mean? Don't pray for these times, but thank the Most High that your salvation is at hand. Because when the oppressor falls, rude boy, guess who rule? Esau is the end of this world and Jacob is the beginning of that which follow. You are Jacob. If your foreparents were brought over here into captivity, into slavery, you are Jacob. Esau is the oppressor. His kingdom is the end of this world. And yours is the kingdom that is to come. You understand? Let me continue reading though. See? Bring slack here, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine armies. Right. So Russia army, you see a march into Ukraine right now. Foot soldiers, tanks, all them thing there. See where we are look on the screen? Yeah, man. And the Most High works. Horsemen and horses and horsemen. Not literal horses. When this was written, there was no such thing as tanks. You know what I mean? But like every prophecy, it talk about a future occurrence. So, you know what I mean? A horsemen and horses would be like tanks, armored vehicle. You know what I mean? And horsemen would be foot soldier. You know what I mean? Continue reading. All of them clothed with all sort of armors. You understand? All sort of armors. You understand? Soldiers. You understand? Slack ya. Even a great company with bucklers and shield. You understand? And all of them handling swords. Modern day sword is the gun, the missile, all of them things. See? So, you know what I mean? World War III. Don't cry for Ukraine. You understand? Don't cry for Ukraine. Ukraine don't like you. See? Instead, learn how you and your people can prepare for a time such as this. That you have always been hearing about because the rest of them have been stealing, plagiarizing General Yahanna's, you know what I mean, prophecies. You understand? They have been stealing. You understand? And never giving you the entire thing because them never want it. Them didn't want to worship Selassie. So you have always heard about this time. Now this time is knocking at our door. You understand? Come to the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding General Yahanna. Come to our classes or watch our classes online. Learn how to prepare for this time because this is not a pretty time unless you are in the truth, unless you are prepared. You understand? Come put boots on the ground so that you can wake up your people as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. And with that, like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave in the comments, share on all social media platforms. You understand? Yeah, man. And with that, shalom.